Have you ever looked up at Saturn and wondered, what if our own planet had a spectacular set of rings just like that? It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, doesn't it? But what would life on Earth actually be like if we woke up one day to a sky adorned with beautiful, shimmering rings? Let's dive in and explore this incredible what-if scenario. First things first, our sky would be transformed. Forget just the sun and moon. A colossal, bright arch would stretch from horizon to horizon. During the day, the rings would reflect sunlight, making our skies brighter and casting intricate, ever-shifting shadows on the ground. Imagine walking through a forest with sunlight filtering not just through leaves, but also through the gaps in a giant celestial ring. The view would be breathtaking. But at night, the real magic would happen. The rings would be illuminated by the sun, appearing as a brilliant, milky ribbon of light across the starry sky. They'd be far brighter than the full moon, essentially banishing true darkness from many parts of the world. This would be a dream for stargazers near the equator, where the rings would look like a thin, bright line, but for astronomers, it would be a bit of a nightmare. The constant light pollution would make it incredibly difficult to observe distant stars and galaxies from Earth. We'd have to rely almost entirely on space telescopes. Now, let's talk about the practical impacts. These rings wouldn't just be pretty, they'd be made of countless chunks of ice and rock, just like Saturn's. This would create a new and very real hazard: ringfall. Small particles would constantly rain down into our atmosphere, burning up like tiny, frequent meteors. We'd see shooting stars all the time. However, larger pieces could occasionally survive the journey and hit the surface. This would pose a significant threat to satellites, airplanes, and anything on the ground. Our entire global communication and navigation network, which relies on satellites, would be in constant jeopardy. We'd need to develop new technologies to shield our spacecraft or find alternative ways to communicate. The rings would also have a surprising effect on our climate and seasons. Depending on their composition and density, they could block a significant amount of sunlight from reaching certain parts of the planet. During winter, the hemisphere tilted away from the sun would have the ring's shadow cast upon it for long periods, potentially leading to much colder and longer winters. Conversely, the summer hemisphere might get extra reflected light, making it even warmer. This would dramatically alter weather patterns, ecosystems, and agriculture around the globe. Living near the equator would offer the most stunning view, with the rings appearing as a razor-thin band of light cutting directly across the sky. But as you traveled north or south, your perspective would change. In places like Europe or North America, the rings would look like a massive, curved arch dominating the sky. And if you went far enough, to the polar regions, you'd only see the very edge of the rings peeking over the horizon. Every culture would have different myths, art, and stories inspired by this celestial wonder. So, while having rings would make Earth undeniably beautiful and a spectacle to behold, it would also introduce a host of challenges we'd need to overcome. From navigating a sky full of debris to adapting to a new climate, life would be profoundly different. It's a fascinating thought experiment that makes you appreciate our simple, clear blue sky just a little bit more. What do you think would be the coolest part about Earth having rings? Let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more mind-bending what-ifs. We'll see you in the next video.